We're here with Wayne State head football coach Tyrone Wheatley. 42-30 loss today to Findlay. Coach, first of all, your thoughts on the game today?
Well, we were deers in headlights that first half. I have no idea what went on. It looked like myself and my coaching staff never coached a day of football. It looked like our players didn't play a day of football. I'm still trying to figure it out. But the second half, different team. We can't play like that. You know, the transitions from decent teams to good teams to great teams, you have to play even while you're out and up front. And you have to match energy from the start of the play. Excuse me. You have to. Thank you. You have to match the energy. But it's the tale of two halves. But I have to get back and watch the film and try and figure out what happened in the first half.
Well, yeah, that's my follow-up question. What was the biggest difference, in your opinion, from the first half to the second half?
I'll have to go and look at it. In real time, just talking about it right now, like I said, I don't know. The guys just didn't seem like they were in it. You didn't have the extra push. Defensive line wasn't tracing and tracking the ball. They wasn't chasing it. Linebackers wasn't filling gaps. We were playing soft zone and letting the guys catch the ball. Then we kept it in front where we wanted it. We just didn't attack it once the ball was in the air. I mean, we let the ball travel from one hash to the other hash and watch the receiver catch it instead of while the ball is in the air. We're traveling, and as he catches, it's a bang-bang tackle. And so we allowed them to catch the ball, transition, and then we went to tackle. But then the second half, it's like the guys woke up. I don't know. It's like, excuse the term, it's like somebody pissed in their coffee or Gatorade and made them a little bitter.
Talk about the way Champion ran the offense in the second half for you.
Well, he came in and it was, he's been waiting for this chance, and I think he did some really good things, right? And you can see with his legs, man, he's electrifying with his legs. We just got to calm him down and get him to throw the ball when the way we need him to throw it and calm down. But I think he's that one. He's the guy we need to electrify. He's that catalyst we need to spark the flame, and we'll get things going with him. But at the same time, the other players on that position got to step up and play as well.
Yeah. Any update on Justin Cox, who went out in the game?
No, we just I got the report that it was serious. I don't know to what extent.
Okay.
I have no idea exactly what it is. I know it's a lower extremity injury. I don't know if it's ankle, knee, or what. The unfortunate part during the game is, hey, he's out. He's not coming back, and you kind of okay, and you're still coaching the game.
Okay. Also, I heard you in an episode you were talking about how the team was waiting this week, how they came to you after the loss last week, and they were very eager to get to this game. So, given that was their attitude last week, what is you going to change this week to kind of go different in a different direction? They weren't prepared last week.
So I think what a lot of people really need to understand is I'm not changing anything. This is a process. This is a program, and you're constantly building it, right? We're on the right page. It's just getting them. I mean, you saw it today. You saw it in the second half. So there's nothing I really need to change, and I'm not going to change it. And we have to get this thing rolling. The only thing I'm going to change is maybe a few players.
Yeah.
But in terms of the system, the grit, the toughness, the physicality, and how I want these guys to play, my aggressive style of play, like going forward on fourth and whatever, because you have to give the guys the reason to play. And if they understand that their coach believes in them, that's going to give them the shot to win the game, then you have to continue to pour that into them. But at the same time, I have to continue to teach them and grow them in practice to take advantage of those moments when they arise.
I guess my last question is you're going to continue with Champion?
Well, like I said, we'll watch the film. We'll watch the film, and we'll give Kane a chance. And Robert Brazel is next up, and so we'll see. We got practice coming up, and we would like to see everybody get a fair shot. And has he done enough? I don't know until I watch the film.
That's right.
Talk about, I love using old cliches, but you always make a big improvement from your first game to your second game. The thing that jumped out at me was turnovers. You turned it over a boatload last week. You only turned it over once today. Just kind of speak to that and take
Always. I mean, it's not an old cliche. It's the true ones, right? And sometimes the old ones are the most truthful ones. And we did. We not only did we reduce the turnovers, we reduced the penalties. We still had a few, some ones that was questionable, but you still don't like those. So you do reduce those, right? We tackled better this week. We downed the ball this week. We didn't give up a lot of explosive plays. Mm-hmm. So when you talk about the big improvement from week 1 to week 2, it's great. Also, we said, like I say, you downed the ball and we didn't turn over the ball. And the penalties, here's the next one that we didn't do, which we did in last. We didn't have a lot of busted plays. Last week, it was just guys, once again, looking like they just never played a day of football. We didn't have a lot of MEs, mental errors. We didn't have a lot of those. Now, in the beginning, we had a lot of loaves and missed opportunities, but they just wasn't mental errors. And so, huge jump. And it goes back to your statement, what am I going to change? You don't change. They adapt. And every creature in this world, induced into a different environment, you either perish or you adapt. And these guys are going to adapt, because I'm going to tell you this. The cats that play in that league in Ohio, the cats that play in this league here in Michigan, the GLIAC, it's a tough league. It is a tough, physical, brutal league. And they have to get calloused. They have to. They have to.
Last question I have. It doesn't get any easier next week, but how can you carry the momentum over the fight with your kids? You scored the last 27 points today. If the game would have been another 10 minutes, you might have won the football game in all honesty. So how do you carry that over into another tough opponent next week in UND?
Once again, you reinforce the things that's working, right? They think the easier practice, they think that, you come out and you tackle better because we tackled all week in practice. You don't throw the interceptions, and because I'm out there like a madman with my hair on fire, asking you not to just throw it to one person, and I don't, that's what I'm saying about. You don't go, you make sure you harp and it's just a reinforcement, right? The reinforcing of what they did right, and now seeing it on film, and then saying, what did you do wrong? And then putting the two together and saying, what are you taught to do? And what did you do here? If you'd have did what we asked you to do, what would have been the outcome? You have to have you're just reinforcing, right? And that's all that is. And so when you talk about moral victories, and like you said, another 10 minutes, well, let's flip it. Why wait to have another 10 minutes? Let's come out the first 10 minutes. Let's come out the first 10 minutes. Let's get it, right? So I think that's what you harp on, and you show that to them, and they understand it. And like last week, they were willing to get to the film, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be willing again, because guess what? It's a taste in their mouth. They play ball, right? We all go home and we all talk, man, we could have had the game, man. If we'd have just, right? They're going to be ready. So I don't have to do anything. This group, I love this group of young men because they're taking it upon themselves, And so me personally, I don't have to do anything because this is a player-led team, and they're going to get this thing right.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. Good luck next week.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, here's sophomore quarterback champion Edwards of Wayne State. First of all, champion, nice job out there today. Talk about what you saw during those last 60 minutes of football.
Man, honestly, I saw what we had from the start. We just needed to execute the whole game, and we decided to, after halftime, man, we just turned it on and did what we were asked to do. 111, we were all 111th, doing our job.
What was the biggest difference, in your opinion, from the way you guys played in the first half to the way you guys played in the second half?
Probably our demeanor. Our demeanor going into it, we were down 35-3, and it's not getting any worse than that. So go all out, have fun, play football.
Okay. How does the next up mentality with that coach has with QB affect your practice and your play?
I gotta be always ready because you never know what could happen. So you just gotta be always ready.
And going into the half, what was coach's message to get you guys kind of to turn that flip that switch, and then was his message any different after the game?
We just had to. Our coaches told us we need to execute, man. Everything's there. Everything is there, So as long as we just execute our plays, which we did pretty good in the second half, man, we got it.
I mean, and just how does it feel? Like, when did you start to feel that the offense was rolling when you came out after the half? Like, when did you start to feel, okay, we got a rhythm going? We can take this into next week, maybe.
I say honestly, after that first drive of the second half, I think I had probably a 30, 40-yard run on the left side. Man, I felt good. I was like, yeah, we got this, man.
Okay. And Coach talked about opening up the offense a little bit more. How does what do you think about that? And I know you ran a lot today, but with passing, you had 2 touchdowns, but not too many yards. So what are you gonna do going into this week to kind of change your game plan?
I mean, just work on my accuracy a little bit more. You know, work on my reads so we can get a better completion percentage. But still, just doing my job, doing what I'm asked.
What's the mentality? Your coach just mentioned you don't have to really change anything as a team to kind of come out and play better at the start. But personally for yourself, what are you going to do throughout the week of practice, getting ready for UIndy on Saturday to help your team come out with a little better start and not have to rely on comebacks in the second half?
I mean, to me, it's just football, man. This is all just football, man. Whoever you're lining up against, it's 11 on 11. It's a football game we've been playing since we were kids. So just coming in with confidence. Just coming in with confidence and knowing that you're gonna win. That's it.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, champion. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We're with Wayne State Junior linebacker Justin Hart. First of all, good job out there today. 11 tackles to lead the team. Talk about what you saw, especially in the second half, the way you guys played.
There was a lot of stuff we saw on film. They run a lot of counter. One thing we switched up, though, we started boxing the pullers, so opened up more opportunities for us to make plays.
How big was it? It seemed like in the first half they were always in second and short. We were making comments in the press box. They barely got the third down ever at all. But how big is it? Because in the second half he came out and it was second and long a lot, third and long a lot. How did that kind of metastasize in the second half?
So the biggest thing with us was communication. Like, we weren't on the same page a lot of times. That's how they broke those big plays, got those second and longs, third and longs for the first down. So we cleaned that up and we started getting the defense off the field.
What kind of jolt of energy does it give you to see your offense go out there and really play well in the second half? Because it seemed like once they started scoring some points, you guys were fired up on defense as well.
It's always good. We can get our air back. We're on the sideline. We can get our air back, get hydrated, to get off our feet. So it's always good.
Okay. You guys spent a lot of time on the field in the first half. Where'd you guys find the energy to come out in the second half and essentially shut them out and give your offense the opportunity to at least attempt to come back?
I mean, the energy was, I feel like we had internally we had the energy the whole time, but it's just competing for our brothers, doing it for the guy next to us.
Going into next week, what are you taking from this game to execute in next week's game too?
So, as a defense, I'll speak for the defense. We're going to build off the second half we had, and keep communicating, keep competing, keep tackling, do what we got to do.
What does it say about you guys? You're down 42-3 early in the third quarter. You could have just said, "Hey, you know what? It's not our day. It's hot out. We got a long week until UIndy next week." But you guys again scored the last 27 points of the game. What kind of mentality does that take to kind of stick with it, come out, continue to play hard? And just like I told your coach, he kind of countered that with, "Well, we need to play better the first 10 minutes of the game, but if the game's another 10 minutes, you guys might have won."
Yeah. I mean, we're competitors. We're going to compete to the last snap. We're competitors. We're not going to give up. You see, the starting linebackers played the whole game. No subs. We're competitors.
Well, Justin, thanks a lot, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Justin, thank you.